What is up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do like a quick kind of overview of the zone 3-inch lift that we did on the Bronco. So it is a spacer lift. It's going to come with aluminum puck that's going to go on top of the shock. So you're going to have to cut down your original studs, and these are the studs that are going to replace your factory ones. Then it's going to come with a little phenolic spacer that goes on the inside of the shock collar, and then there's going to be one, you can't really see it, it's inside of the boot, but it's just like a little perch collar to make the total 3 inches not be all at the top. So they put it in the middle and at the top, that way you're not super drooped down. It does come with this upper control arm. The only downside to getting this kit is it doesn't come with a ball joint, so you will have to press out the OEM ball joint on your stock upper control arm, which is kind of a pain in the ass, but it's doable. Just make sure you don't bend the stud that goes into your what you call it, I forgot what that thing's called, this guy right here. Make sure you don't bend the threaded side of the ball joint or just anything in general, because you will have to press it back into here, and that will mess up the steering or the alignment. Another kind of thing that's a little bit of a pain in the ass is you need to disconnect the steering rod right here so you can pull out the bolt for the upper control arm right here, just because this is in the way. As far as CV angles go, it's not too bad. It's not level like it is stock, but I had an F-150 that I did a spacer on, and it was way worse than this. Let me get the other side for you guys so you can see. It's not too terrible. I definitely wouldn't recommend going fast over any kind of big bumps. Just, I don't know, I'd be scared that thing's gonna pop out. But it's more of like the setup that we went with for now, since nobody really has a full system coilover kit for this thing yet. I think it looks pretty awesome, honestly. I mean, you get a little bit more height. One thing I do want to note, when you're lifting suspension like this on independent suspension, it is going to suck in the front tires a little bit. So I don't know if you can really tell, but measuring from the rear tire to the front tire from the fender well, it's a 1/2 inch off. So I did order spacers for this thing because I knew lifting it was going to look a little bit goofy, because you're going to have the stock tire, or the stock wheel, which is already kind of like tucked in. So whereas before, you know, it was really flush with the side of the fender well, now it's pushed in. So we did get a spacer to kind of kick this out a little bit, but let me show you what the back looks like. So this one isn't going to change because it's a solid axle. So here's where we were before. Like the edge of the tire, not necessarily the tread, but the edge of the tire was on the edge of the fender well. So we did do an inch spacer in the rear and 1.25 inches in the front to offset the difference. I don't really know if you're going to be able to tell, but hopefully, I mean, I can tell looking at the car that the front is pushed in more than the back, but I think it looks pretty good. There are people that do 37s with this lift. We might do it eventually. It's just gonna wait for these tires to wear out before then. One thing I do want to note is if you do a bigger tire width-wise, you might run into clearance issues here. I mean, look, I really don't have that much room, but if you did like a 12.5, like 35, 37, 12.5, it might rub on the inside of this, which is why a spacer would be good if you're gonna rock the stock wheels. Otherwise, if you're not gonna rock the stock wheels, it's not a big deal, but it rides surprisingly not that much different than stock. So I noticed on, you know, some of the short, like choppy stuff, it's a little bit rougher. The big stuff, I didn't really notice a difference. If anything, I think it helped it. Ride comfort for your everyday, since we do daily drive this thing, it's not that bad. It still rides amazing. One of the big things that's going to contribute to a really good like daily driver is going to be air pressure in your tires. Always check those, because I feel like when they come from the factory, they're like super overinflated, so it's like you're riding on bowling balls or something, just super stiff. So always check your tire pressure, just because that's where the majority of your like smooth, like city potholes or like grooves in the road, that's where you're going to see the most improvement, is just off of your tire pressure. But looks great. I mean, gave us the look that we wanted. Let me get it from the other side. It definitely lifts the front a little more. I haven't seen a decrease in fuel economy, maybe by like 0.5 is what I calculated, so really not that much of a difference. Show you over here, you do get the little Zone logo. I was a little let down on this because on the website it kind of looks like this is a metal piece with like an actual rivet, but it's just a sticker. So I was a little let down with that, but I think it looks great. So if you guys are in the market to lift your Bronco, I think for now, since there's really not too many companies out there doing lift kits for these yet, this is probably your best bet as far as like getting an upper control arm. I know there's companies like Camberg, or however you say their name, they do upper control arms, but I don't know if they have one specifically for the Bronco yet. I'd be on the lookout for that. But as far as getting your Bronco lifted so it doesn't look like everyone else is on the road, I would recommend this kit. So yeah, get yourself one of these. It honestly rides just about the same as stock, and worth the money. I think it was about $600, and you get the rear spacers, all the spacers for the front, and the upper control arms. The only thing that this kit's missing, like I said, is the ball joint, which is really weird that it didn't come with a ball joint. But if I can do it, you guys can do it. It's not a big deal. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope this was informative for you. It looks amazing. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment. Ask any questions in the comments. I always respond as soon as a comment hits. It usually might take me like 30 minutes to see it, but I will comment to your stuff. If you have any questions about this kit, about how it rides, or how long it took to install it, because it was a pain in the ass. It was like 8 hours. But yeah, let me know what you think, and thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. We have more videos coming, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.